Hello.
Hello.
Dr. Nikhil is now our co-host, so he can start.
Oh, okay, okay. Just wait 2 minutes, then we can start. We will start. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Because we have given the time for the 10 minutes, so at least the 10 minute will be whoever people are joining now.
okay, okay. No issue. And Bipin sir is also our co-host, so he can make an introduction or
Yeah, 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 yeah. Mhm. Hello everyone, and myself Dr. Lalchand Vishwakarma, and I have done my PhD from All India Institute Medical Science, New Delhi. And right now we are running the All India Research Scholar Association for the welfare of research scholar across the nationwide. Because in 2018 and before 2014, when I observed about the research scholar issues and problems, and how can people approach for the scientific innovative research, and how can collaborate to each other. So that's why that time we raised the issue also for the welfare of research scholar like high and fellowship, some other issue also. So that time we made such kind of organization for the welfare of research scholar. So since 2018 we are continuously organizing a scientific event and raising the scholars problems before the higher authority, so scholar can get the solution in a proper way. So every month we also conduct the scientific talk as a scientific talk, so people can connect with us through the scientific event in different way. So right now we would like to introduce our some colleague and speaker, Dr. Nikhil Gupta. He's the assistant professor in Delhi University. And we have also with us Dr. Ashish. He's also assistant professor in PK University. Our team member Bipin and some other member also. And Bharat is the technical. Bharat is looking our the technical department. So I request to everyone, because you all are muted, because we thought the workshop should be run smoothly, so there should not be any kind of disruption during the session. So if anyone have any kind of question, please share in chat box. It will be easy for us also. So thank you everyone and most welcome. Good evening. Hope you will enjoy in this session and we can understand how the can use the MATLAB in our data analysis. So I would like to welcome Dr. Nikhil Rajput. Please share your screen and whatever you want to say and whatever you want to explain in the whole session. So please, Dr. Nikhil, most welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Rajand. I think I'm audible to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, so I think we can start with the session, or we have to wait for something. We-
No, now you
Yeah,
can
okay,
start
okay,
the session.
okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Nikhil. I've done my PhD from JNU in computer science, and presently I am working in Delhi University College, Ramanujan College, as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science. Uh, so I'm just sharing my screen, and I would like most of you should practice along with me, so that if is there any issue or any kind of problem, you can ask me in the chat box, and maybe at the end of the session we can unmute few of you. If you raise any query, we can handle the your queries in that session. Okay, so I think my screen is visible. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So for MATLAB is a wholesome whole package where you can analyze your data. You can do different kind of work. There are hundreds of apps, hundreds of different tools for all kind of work which can be done for in different kind of research and innovation. So MATLAB is a very big software. If you download the full version of MATLAB, it would take around more than 30 GB of space in your hard disk. So I would not recommend that. You should download the whole package of MATLAB. For a few whatever the work you want to do, you will have to select only those app and you can download that. But if you don't want to download, then there's a online version also, so you can open this website along with me to start working on MATLAB. So matlab.mathworks.com, this is a site. I will copy and paste this in the chat box so that you can start working along with me. Yeah, so this is the link where you can actually there are two ways of using MATLAB, and the one is you can directly work on the MATLAB, uh, and you can actually use the MATLAB or online version of MATLAB, and you can install the MATLAB. So there are two buttons here. Sorry for the interruption. This is the online version, and this is the MATLAB. So if you are not logged into this, I will just open in another browser. So what will happen if you open it in a better MathWorks MATLAB, or you can directly write MATLAB online, in the browser. And if you click on this, so you can see it will ask few questions, the country name and etc. And here you can click on MATLAB online version, or you can click on this button also, open MATLAB online. It will ask you to use your email ID. So if you don't have any account, you can click on this create account, and yes, you will have to write your email ID here. So say if I write IRC Zoom 2010 at the gmail.com, so you can start with this. Okay, and you can create a password here, and you can start using MATLAB. Okay, so it will ask for the code. So since I have already logged in, so you can actually complete these steps. I don't want to spend much of time in these steps, so that I can cover more topics of analysis. So in this way, you can log in and you can create an account. You just like and creating an account any software. You can create an account, and after landing on the page, you will have this option like open MATLAB online, or you can install the MATLAB also. So installing the MATLAB will create an offline version of MATLAB on your desktop, or on your computer. And if you don't want to have offline version, then you can log into your MATLAB account anytime, anywhere, and you can access all your data, and actually you can analyze, work on online version also. But there are some few limitations, the internet speed and other things are there, so people prefer MATLAB online. There are other things also, if you have actually access of few institutions and few university, they are providing the access of MATLAB, the full version of MATLAB also. So for example, DU also provides the access of it. So if any one of you are a DU student, so you can actually write something like this, or you can search for other your institution also, because most of the institutions they have this access, so MATLAB access. And you can download the MATLAB version from these sites also, which your institution must have provided. So presently this DUCC work that is not working, but you can see, you can download your institutions, use your institutional email ID. For example, if you are a student of DU, then you can use du.ac.in email ID, and you can download the full version of MATLAB. So I have shown you three ways of using MATLAB. One is the online version of MATLAB, one is the trial version of MATLAB by installing this, and one is through your institution, if your institution have purchased the license of MATLAB. So any three of versions will work. And after clicking on this open MATLAB online, it will open in the site. Okay, so let it get open. Meanwhile, you can also create your login account in the MATLAB, and you can start working on it. Okay, so this is a MATLAB online MATLAB software, where you can see all the tools and other things are there. So this is a toolbar where I'm scrolling my mouse right now. So this is the toolbar, this is a command window, and this is the in the left space, we the upper is, we call it as current folder, and the space here is called as workspace. So workspace, as it names it, this is the current folder, this is the command window, and these are the toolbars. So these are the windows. We have to deal with these windows in MATLAB. There are three tabs above. So home, the plot, and app. So I will start with this app. This is just introduction, and then we will start with working on MATLAB. So app, you will see there, there are hundreds of apps here. So as you are going to, if you are going to download the MATLAB, you have to select few apps, because most of the apps are not useful for you. If just you will have to download only those apps which are going to be useful for you. Okay, so just make sure that you don't download all the apps, because it will take much space in your hard disk, and it will utilize your RAM also. So few selected boxes, you should apps you should select. Okay, so for example, for this curve fitting, optimization, distribution fitting, so you can download these apps. But for control system design analysis, this is for electrical engineering and other departments. So robotics is there, so you don't need robotics if you are from biotech or medical sciences. And other also, so like signal communication. So if you are not working on communication or electric, you're not electronics people, then you don't need to download all these apps here. But for simple data analysis, I would recommend that you should download this machine learning and deep learning for data analysis part, and a few tools like curve fitting and distribution fitting. So these are the basic tools, so like in math, statistics, and optimization. This you can download. And the other app which you can download is, if you are only going for data analysis, is a machine learning and deep learning. So these are the apps which are required to download. So this will appear whenever you are going to download the MATLAB version. So otherwise, in the online version, you don't need to download, and you can use whatever app you need in at that time. Okay, so this was about these windows, the toolbar, the current folder, the workspace, and the command window. In the plot tab also, you will see there are different kind of plots which can actually plot for your data analysis, and this is very useful for those who don't want to spend much of time in coding. So MATLAB provide the coding environment also, and MATLAB also provide direct clicking and doing activity kind of things. Okay, so you can see uh, there are 100 more than 100 kind of plots or figures which can be used to visualize the data. And this is quite useful, because in general what we do, we generally use a line graph, the histogram, the scatter plot, the bar plot, only these type of plots for our data analysis. Using multiple kind of plot gives more insights, and it makes your research publication more useful. Like for example, this surf and mesh for 3D plots, contour plot, in the above the first section, you can see these are kind of plots are there. These are disabled because I cannot click on this, because I don't have any data in the my workspace. Whenever this data will be there, these most of these will be visible or accessible. Pie chart, double chart, so you can see polar plots, geoplot, contours, and hundreds of plots are there which can be used for data analysis. I'm not going to cover all the kind of plot, but we will try to cover few of these plots for visualization of our data. Let's start with basic things. So what we can do here, in this command window, you can start practicing basic things. Okay, so this is a command window, and you can write anything, and the results will appear here. So if, for example, if I write x is equal to 2 here, the variable will be created where x value of x is 2. So whenever you write this kind of thing, it will display the value. So you don't need like print command or anything you for numerical value display. It will automatically print the value whichever you declare. So if I don't want to see this value, then I will write like this: x is equal to 2 semicolon. So this is the first thing which you need to learn, that if you want to display the value, then you will have to write, don't use the semicolon. And if you don't want to display that value in the command window, you just want that x should be equal to 2, then you can place a semicolon after that. So if I write y is equal to say 5 and semicolon, and if I write here z is equal to x plus y. Okay, so it will display the value x plus y, that is 7. And you will see the in the workspace there are now three variables here: x, y, and z, where x is 2, y is 5, and z is 7. So these kind of values are there, and few things are here. You can see in the plot section also, few plots are now active here. So that means we have these plots can be done with these values. Okay, so this is the starting thing. So what this is a command window where you can write anything and it will display the value here only. Okay, so this is the first thing. I think, I hope this is clear till now. What and I am sure that you must be able to log into your MATLAB account. Meanwhile, let me see if you have any doubt at the chat box. So if you have anything to say or any doubt or query, you can actually put it in the chat box. Okay. uh, Okay, so if you have any doubt, please use your chat box for asking your query, and at the end of the session, we will allow few of you to speak about your queries. Okay, so this here, let me go beyond this. So suppose if I write here, x is equal to 1 colon 100. So what it will do, it will create a array. So x will now contain, earlier it was x is equal to 2. That means we were assigning the value x is equal to 2, only one value to x. Now I'm assigning 100 values, so 1 to 100, or maybe if I reduce it to like 1 in 20. So now there are x is an array of 20 values. If I click on this, so if you can see in the workspace, if I double click on this x value, it will open, and x has now these values. So these are the values for x, 1 to 20. So now x contains 20 values. X is equal to 1 to 20. And if I write y is equal to say sine of x, that means it will create a value where y is equal to sine, sine cos theta, that trigonometric sine of x. So now y contains the value sine into x. Now let me start with the plotting thing. So if I write plot x comma y, that means it will plot the value of x at the x-axis and y at y-axis. If I write this and click on enter, press the enter button, it will start plotting like this. So this you see, you can see this plot is there, and this figure is figure will appear here. So this is how you plot. I will just cover this here. I'm switching to my offline version of MATLAB, because there is a is going to be lag in the online version if your internet speed is not that good. So I will switch to my MATLAB offline version. So I'm repeating this: x is equal to 1 to say, and yeah, let me introduce one more thing. If I write 1 to point 1, and I will write here 10. What does this mean? That x will start from 1, x will go up to 10, and there will be change like point 1. That means x will vary, x will contain a value where the first value is going to be 1, the next value is going to be 1.1, the next value is going to 1.2, and it will go up to 10. So let me click on this, and if I double click on this x in the workspace, you will see the values of x like this one. So 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and the last value is going to be 10. So in this way you can define the whole array by just writing this thing: x is equal to 1, 2.1, and 10. And say if I again write y is equal to, say, cos of x, cosine of x. And now if I write plot x comma y, so you can see this is a cosine plot of where value is varying from 1 to 10, and y value is going to be cosine value, as we know that cosine value is going to be from -1 to 1. It cannot beyond go that. So this is a plot. You can actually save this file as a png or jpg file, and you can use it anywhere. So this is you can save this plot 1 anywhere, and save this, and you can use this. You can make few changes here also, or like figure access properties. You can write sorry, figure, I will have to click on figure properties. Or maybe you can insert the values like x label and y label. So if I can write x is equal to well, in the x-axis I want to write like values of x. I'm just And in the x-axis I want to insert the value y label, values of y. And you can also insert the title here, plot of cosine, like this. And now you can save this figure as a png or jpg, or if I can write plot 2 like this and save. So in this way you can save the values. You can see in the current folder now there are two plots, plot 1 and plot 2. And in the workspace I have two variables, x and y, and both are arrays. That means it contains a value 91 values, which varies from 1 to 10, and the difference is like zero point 0.1. So you can change it also, like if you can write x is equal to from say 0 to say 100, point 5. And if I write 100, that means it will create the starting value is going to be 0, and the end value is going to be 100, and the change will be like zero point 0.5. So 0, 0 0.5, 1, 1.5, and so on. So now the x values of x will change. And similarly, if I or yeah, one more thing, you can click here and you can press upper arrow button if you don't want to type every command, and you want to you reuse the command which has been previously used. So if I write like this, so it will I will go back to history of commands, and then I can plot. So if I'm going to use the plot command here. So you can see this plot has been changed. Now we have multiple values, and the value is of x is going to be from 0 to 100, and value of y is from -1 to 1, and there are multiple values there. So this plot is there. uh, like this is it. So this was. And you can also if you don't want to use a command, what you can do, you can select these two. So if I select these two using I will press my control button, and I will click on this x and click on y, and I can go to this plot, and I can use this also. So if I click on this plot, so you can see the plot without using the plot command. You can also use the plot area. There are different other options also. So if you want to plot, use this area command, area kind of plot. So if I click on this, it will plot like area plot. And other plots also, suppose this bar graph. So this data is not suitable for bar graph, but I am just showing it for the demonstration. If I click on this histogram, it will create the histogram plot also, and other plots also. So if I scroll down the list, and you can see these are the plots which are now active. That means we can plot all these kind of graphs. So suppose if I click on this, uh, or yeah, it will take time. Yeah, it is taking time. because data is not much suitable for this kind of plot. But you can see this plot is there, magnitude, this filter visualization tool. It is not appropriate for this, but this these options are available. Okay, like impulse, this step response and other things are there. So you can see this kind of plot. So you can see, just by clicking on these plots, uh, I can display, I can use multiple kind of plotting features using this. So just you have to actually import the data in the workspace, and you can use these plot buttons if you don't want to write these commands. Okay, so without writing these commands, you just by clicking you can also plot different kind of visualizations using this plot button here. Okay. uh anything, uh yeah, so I think with this is brief overview. I think you joined late, but I will just again give a brief overview of MATLAB. That means MATLAB is a software, or you can say wholesome package, where you can do different kind of research activities. So it is for us, if you are from, say, biology background, or if you are, say, from economics or other branch where you are dealing with data, then you can use different features of MATLAB for data analysis. Okay, so and suppose you are in the signal processing work, or if you are an electrical engineer, or you are in a satellite, or you are dealing with networking thing, then you can use signal processing and communication. Image processing is also there, so you are computer science, or you are going even for the medical imaging analysis, you can see the medical image labeler and medical imaging other things. So for image analysis, this image processing toolbox are there. So it provides more than 100 kind of activities, or 100 kind of tools for analysis. Okay, so analysis or building a model, or other kind of research activities can be done in the MATLAB. MATLAB is a very big package with very big software, where hundreds of things are there. So as I suggested, you don't have to download all the packages if you are going to use the offline version of it. But definitely you can use the online version, and where you don't have to download anything, and you can use most of the apps there. All right, so and this was a starting thing which I've started how to use this MATLAB. And you can also do other things like you can if you want to write here, so you want to know that what is the value of log 10, then it will show the value of log 10. And if you want to know the value, like 10 of 30, then it will plot. So all the functions are there, so you can directly display the value here. And you can also use other things like for loop and if conditions. If you have gone through different programming languages, that can also be done here. I'll show that very soon. But this is a command window where you can write all the commands to display the values, and to do few kind of work here. And you can use the DAG buttons here. As I said, if I select these two, then these figures can be plotted. Error bar, area, log, semi log. So if I click on this, so it will plot the semi log plot of x and y values. So this either you can write the command here, or you can click on this plot to visualize your data. Okay. And in home section, these are the buttons. A few of these buttons we are going to use in the present session. And I will try to cover few apps here to display few how to visualize in the 3D and other things also there. Okay. So this was the starting thing. Let me go with the other things also. Let me try to plot the 3D plot. So let me one more thing. If you want to clear everything, so if you want to clear the space here, like this workspace, so clear all is a command. which will clear this workspace. So you can see now there are no variables in the workspace. X and Y and other things are gone. And if you want to clear this command window, then the command is CLC. So you will see this command window will be cleared, and close all is the command. If anything is opened anywhere, so it will close everything here. So clear all, close all, and CLC are the commands to close and clear the things in command window and work your workspace. Okay, so this was the thing. Let me now start. I will try to demonstrate say 3D plot. Let me try with this. So I say if I take x is equal to 1 to say point 0.5, and I will take, or there's another command also, linspace. So if I 1 to say 100, 1 to 50, 1 to 10, and yeah, if I write it like 50, so what it will do, it will create 50 values between 1 and 10. So if I double click on this, so you can see the values are from 1 to 10, and there are 50 values. So linspace will equally divide the value from 1 to 50, so that the maximum value, the values are going to be from 1 to 10. So up to 1 to 10, and there will be 50 values. So this I have used. If I take another value, say y is equal to linspace, say 1 to say if I take 20, and again I want to create 50 values here. So there are another value y is equal to with this one. So the values is going to be from 1 to 20, and it is going to take different values. So, and if I say z is equal to x square, so the square is written like this, and say y square. Okay, so now we have okay, so there's an issue with this. Let me write like this. Now z is a value. Here dot means you want to multiply each value with each value. So one value of x will be multiplied with one value of y, one value of another value of x will be multiplied with other y. So we need dot means here one by one multiplication of each and every value. And if I write like this, if we remove dot, that means it is square, it tries to square the whole array, which is actually not feasible. So now we have three values, so we can go for the 3D plot here. I will select these three, and will go to this plot, and let me see if I can go for the mesh. Okay, so mesh is not available here. uh, okay, so this is actually not compatible. Let me try this bar 3D graph. So this is kind of, actually this is not the 3D plot. I will have to take different values from this this is not suitable for the plot. Let me take the value from the Excel, and then I will try to use a 3D plot. So we will now go ahead with importing the data from the Excel. But before that, let's and before going to the 3D plot, let's go and understand to the script thing. Okay, so you see, I have written most of the commands here, and sometimes it is not good for for longer code. So if you want to actually do multiple line of code at one point of time, then it's always better to write a script here. So if I click on this new script, this window will open here, and here you can write all the things here, like for what we have done, like x is equal to 1 to 100, y is equal to sine of x, and plot x comma y. So these are the three lines, and I have written the script. So now this is, and you can save the script, and you can write the name of the script. So if I write, first demo, and now this first demo is here, and I can actually run this script. So if I click on this run script, this will the plot will appear here. So you see, in the three commands have been written, and it has been stored in a script we have saved it, like, first demo. And if I close this, and if I close the whole MATLAB, and I come back here, then I can actually go and open here, and you can double click on this first demo, and this script will appear. So it's like, if you want to save things permanently, and if you want to go for a very long coding kind of thing, so it's always better to use the script instead of writing everything in the command window. So this is a script, and in the script part, again, I will try to cover a few other things, for example, if conditions and for loops, how to use that. So for example, if I write here, I will demonstrate. If you have gone through few programming languages, like C++ or Python, or any other coding language, you will see, it provides different kind of scripting. For example, if conditions and for loop. So if I write, like, here, x is equal to, x is less than 2, then something should happen. So if I write, like, I want to display hello. Okay, and if x is not equal to 2, then I want that it should display. So this is a simple demonstration. It's not actually that much useful. If I say hi, and if I write, end. So this is a script here, where if x value, and if I write here x is equal to, here, say 4. So what will happen if the x value of x is 4, and I am saying that if value of x is less than 2, then display hello, and if it is not the case, then display hi. So if I save this script, and if I run this script, it displays hi in the command window. You can see hi. That means value of x is not less than 2. Okay, so because value of x is actually 4. Okay, so value of x is 4. That's why it is displaying the hello. And if I click, write it like 1, if I make it x is equal to 1, and if I run it again, then it will display hello, because now the value of x is less than 2. So this is the if conditions which can be used in the script. If you have gone through Python and C++, this is the case. And if you are not good at programming, then you can ignore this part, because if you don't want to code, so MATLAB is for both kind of people who actually want to write the code, and do the analysis through coding, and the other kind of people who don't want to use the coding thing, and they just want to use the buttons and other things to visualize the data or to analyze the data. So both kind of things are there. I am trying to cover both part simultaneously, and few things only, because in the 2 hour session it cannot be covered. MATLAB is a very big thing. It will require around a week to cover all the topics here. So I'm just going very fast, and I think the recording is available to you, so you can see this later on if you are not able to follow this. So this is about the if condition, and similarly the for loop is also available for those. So if I write for I is equal to 1 to 100, I is equal to 1 to 100. Bear with me, those who are not who don't want to go for coding. So this is very few things which I will cover as a coding part. Other things I will show you how to import data and how to visualize the data. And if I write here, say I into 2, I into 2, and end. So what will happen here? So value of I is going to change from 1 to 100, and for each I values it will display the value I into 2. That means for 1 it will display 2, for 2 it will display 4, for 3 it will display 6, and so on. So like two table of 2. So it is actually we I'm trying to print the value 2 table through this. Okay, if I run this code, you can see in the command window these are the values. If I let me make this bigger. So these are the values which has been printed from 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and so on. So this is, we call it as a loop. So the loop and conditions both are the things which which are there in the MATLAB. So, sometimes we need these kind of in scripts for analysis through coding. Okay, so this was about loop. Now let's see how to import the data and how to actually uh, see. I'm just going to clear the screen, clear all, close all, and CLC. So everything is now clear. Now let me demonstrate how to import the data and how to go for 3D plot and other kind of analysis. Let me see if you have any. The scripts option is not available in the online version. Okay, it should be there. Let me see, this option is there. So the script option is, so this is the online version which I have clicked here, and you can see this new script. So if I click on this, the script is available. So just click on the new button here and the script will be available. Okay, if your internet speed is not that, you might feel the lag, but otherwise MATLAB online version is there also. Okay, so I hope this query has been sorted. So how to use in this real data from Excel? Yeah, I'm just going to show that also, how to use that. So this is the online version, and you can see, you can demonstrate or you can plot everything. If I click on this, and if I click on this, area plot will be here. So for online version also, everything, most of the options are there. Okay, so there's no nothing which cannot be done. Most of the things can be done in the online version also, and basic data analysis also can be done here. Okay, so this is the online version and this is the offline version which I'm using. I'm using the offline version because I don't want that there should be lag, and if I'm going to demonstrate the app in the online version, it takes some times to open the app if your internet speed and if your RAM is less. And if you have a good RAM, and if you have you're using a good laptop and internet connection is good, then you will not feel much of lag in your online version also. Okay, so let me start how to use the data from the Excel, and how to plot those data and other things. And after that, we will take a break of 10 minutes. In that time, you can actually install or or see whatever happens, and after that you can put your queries in the chat box. I will try to cover all, solve all the queries there. So to import the data, you can see the import button is here. Click on this import button and go to the folder where the data is there. So suppose this is the data which I have created in the Excel. If I select this data and click on open, and you will see this kind of thing. Okay, just be cautious while using this, because you will see the output table is there are different options here, and this table option is not good for importing the data, so you will have to change this. So either we should use the column vectors, or either we should use the numeric matrix. And what is the difference between these two? Column vector will split this into three columns. So if I use this column vector, then I will have now three variables or in my workspace. So variable, this is going to be one column, this is going to be second column, and this is going to be third column. If I import this, and if I select this column vector and click on this button, and if I select this numeric matrix, then this is going to be three-dimensional matrix, 3 cross whatever this 30 3 cross 30 matrix will be imported. So this will be one variable, or you can see one matrix if you want to import the data as a matrix. And if you want to import data separately, then you will have to select this column vector, where we will have a three variable in the our workspace. Let me import like this. So if I have selected this column vector here, and I am now going to click this check button. So if I click on this, it will be imported. I'm going to minimize this. Now you can see there are three variables here, A, B, and C here, of 29 1 29 1 cross 1 values. If I double click on this, you can see this, this appears like this: A, B, and C. Okay. Now we can try to go for different kind of plots. So if I select this, and if I say click on this plot as multiple, each plot each series on the same plot as multiple first series on same plot, so you can try these two. If I click on this, you can see this has all the three have been plotted in the same plot diagram here. And you can also try other also. So scatter 3. So if I click on this, so this is a scatter 3D diagram, where A, B, and C have been displayed as a 3D scatter diagram. Other kind of plots are also there, so you can try these plots, 3D plots. Say for example swarm chart, and swarm chart 3D, and other plots are also there. So these are the plots which you can try with these data. Okay. uh, you can also actually transpose the data. So you this is you can see in the column form, and if you want to transport the data in the row form, so it will transport the data. I have selected this A. Now if I select this B and transpose this, I'm going to transport all the three. Okay, it's not taking like this. Let me try all these things. Now you can see uh, okay, it is changing actually. So it's not actually. So A is like this, B is, let me try again. It's not working actually. So yeah, so but yeah, you can see one transpose is working. So you can transpose the data. I'm not able to find what is the reason, but yeah, you can transpose the data by using this, and you can also sort the data if you want to. Actually, it is sorted, so it is not applicable here, but you can actually sort the data by you clicking on this button. Okay, so this is how you can actually visualize the data by importing through this Excel. Okay, I'm just repeating it very quickly how to import the data through Excel. What you will have to do, I'm just closing everything again. Clear all, close all, and CLC. And I'm also closing these A, B, and C. Now this is a command window. What you will have to do, you will have to click on this import data, go to your file, select your Excel file, open it, and here you will have to change it either column vector or numerical matrix. Okay, so if you select this column vector and click on this, all the values will be in the three part A, B, and C. And if you select as a numerical matrix, there will be a one value here. So if I click on this import selection, now you can see there's only one value here. And even you can plot few of these also. So here you can also use a surf diagram. So if I select this surf diagram, so this is kind of plot which will appear. It's not very good looking, because the data is not like that. But if your data is good, then you can see this mesh and surf plot is good for 3D visualization. Okay, so just try with your data, and you know, if you find any kind of problem, then you can put it on your chat box. This is how you import and Excel data and visualize using different kind of plots. Okay, so just try this, and I think you will take a 10-minute break for this, and after that I will show different kind of apps, and also how to use a curve fitting tool, uh, and find out different kind of analysis. These are the basic MATLAB session, and now slowly we will move towards more advanced part of analysis. Just make sure that whatever I have covered, you are able to follow this, and you are able to do this in the online version of MATLAB, or if you have downloaded it, then you can also use it in the trial version of MATLAB. You can try it with your institutional email ID. That I think they will provide longer version, or at least few tools with that free version of the MATLAB. So if you want to use it for the offline version of MATLAB, then you can use your institutional ID for that. Okay. Okay, so let's take a 10-minute break, and then we will come here again. And meanwhile, you can put your queries in the chat box. I will go through these queries, and also you can try to actually import your Excel file, and you visualize the data there also. Okay. Okay, let's meet after 10 minutes.
Hello everyone, and just there is some short break. Then after 10 minutes, Dr. Nikhil will explain all the question, whatever he can approach in every aspect, and according to your question, then definitely he will explain. So please stay here, and only the just short break. After that, we will connect. Dr. Nikhil will come and start again about and discuss about the MATLAB. Thank you so much, and I think it will be very helpful for our basic data analysis. If you are interested, then definitely you can connect later also. Then we can provide another session if it depend on the requirement. Thank you so much. We will meet again.
All right, so I think I mean we'll take the queries first, and then I will demonstrate things. Uh, okay, so the we'll start with from the bottom. I'm not able to import the Manditra is saying I'm not able to import the Excel data of my PC to MATLAB as the import data option is showing only for the MATLAB drive. Yeah, so that is the issue. So I will just demonstrate this first. For the online version, you will have to put your data first in the MATLAB drive. Okay, so if you click on this button here at the left, left top corner button, this MATLAB home. Yeah, click on this, and you will have to actually upload your. Here you will see the MATLAB drive here. Okay, so if you will have to actually put your Excel file in this MATLAB drive first, and then you will be able to see your data here. So you can upload the data from your computer here, and then you will be able to see the Excel file here. Okay, so this is for the online version. I'm just repeating this. Click on this button at the left top corner, and this button here, where this button, and here in the MATLAB drive you will have to upload your Excel file, and then you can use import button, import data, and go for the analysis. So this was the first query. Yeah, the next part, uh, yeah, and I think I will, after a few minutes or after half hour, we will allow everyone to ask their queries through, you can directly speak to me. And the other questions are how to turn axis into the log scale. So you can plot the log plot here. You can see the different plots in the plot section. So here this log plot is there. You can see this log. Okay, so log plot is here. You can use for the log plot and saving log plot also, where an x and y, and the x is using linear scale, and y is using the log scale, and semi log this one, where the reverse case. So you can use this log plot here, and you can also write it here also, log of x and other thing for plotting. Okay, in the plot command also, like plot log of x if your data is like x, and simple y if you want to plot like this. So this can also be done, or maybe, and you can directly use this log plot. Okay, for this, for the second doubt. uh yeah, uh scope of the clarity about the question. The scope, as I said, I'm plant breeding researcher, but MATLAB is new for me. Yeah, so MATLAB is for everyone. I In the end of the session I will show you what we do with our normal data. So yeah, there are sim biology also. I think there was one query about sim biology. Symbology is very big topic, so I cannot cover it today, but maybe I will share a few videos with you, because you can create all the biological models there. So you will not find any people from any background who are not using MATLAB. Because why MATLAB? Because if you have biological data, then you will have to use different software. So Excel is the simplest one, but Excel has a limitation, so you can go for few things, few statistical tests, and few kind of work, line plot, bar plot, and other histograms and other things there. But if you want to go for advanced analysis, then MATLAB, Excel has limitations. So if you have biological data, then MATLAB is good for you. Okay, and for also biological models also, as I said, SimBiology and other tools are also there, which can be used by biology students. How to define XYZ for the Excel? Yeah, I will cover this topology, and other queries. I think I have covered most of the queries. Yeah, survival analysis, I will try to cover that also if time permits. But let me go again to this offline version of MATLAB, and I will quickly recap this import feature. So import button, and desktop data here. Double click on this, And after importing this, you will have to select. And if you want to import only these two columns only, then you can select this. So click on these things and press the control button, and you can select all of these or few of them if you want to import, if you don't want to import every data. And we have two options here: column vectors and numerical matrix for analysis purpose. Because after importing it as a table or string array or cell array, the analysis is it little bit different and it will be difficult. So it's always better to import it as a column vector or numerical matrix for analysis. Okay. And after importing like this, and if you want to rename this, so let me first clear this and then I will show. If you want to rename this, clear all CLC and import data, and I'm importing this as column vectors, and you can rename here. So if just click on A and write it like this. So suppose say this is my temperature, and say this is the concentration, or maybe this one is concentration. B is concentration. Either you can click on here or you can right click on it and rename it, say concentration. And this is something, anything I'm say specific gravity or any kind of, you can write it like anything specific, gravity or something like that. Oh, I have used, I think, some special character here, SP whatever. So now we have three variables here, and we can go for analysis. Like plots I've covered. You will have to select these things and then you can go for plots. uh Other things, like I will start with the curve fitting. Now we are moving towards using the apps, so I will go to this app and I will start with this curve fitting app. So if you click on this drop down button, you'll see hundreds of apps here. So I'm starting with this curve fitter. So click on curve fitter. And why MATLAB? As I said, uh, you can you see, you people have your biology creates a lot of data, a lot of numerical data also. And what happens, basic statistics, people are applying basic statistics everywhere. I have seen, I have interacted with people in the AIMS, and I have interacted in the people from FRI, where they have created some cellulose data and other things. Even I have collaborated, I will show one of my paper where we have collaborated with FRI. They have some kind of data with say temperature, concentration, and different properties of woods and the things there. And I have tried to apply it, machine learning tools there. So that creates different kind of analysis, statistical analysis, apart from all those kind of basic analysis like line graph plotting, correlation, and statistical tests like chi-square, z, or other kind of tests. These things people have been applying from very long time. But machine learning analysis, like if I say classification or different kind of regression models or clustering, these things people are not applying. So if you have data with you which is in numerical form, and then you can go for this kind of analysis. So curve fitting is one of them. I think few of you are going to like this. So here I've clicked on curve fitting and click on select data button here. Here you will see there are the different options. So select X data. So suppose I select X as temperature, and then select Y data. I suppose I select this as concentration, and select Z data. So I'm selecting this as this. And so you can see this is a 3D curve fitting which has been applied here. And you can actually download this. And if I click on this polynomial, then it will try to fit this equation here. So this is not, and these are the data in the, you can see at the right side of it. These are the values which has been generated. Goodness of fit is also there. It's not actually good fit here because the data is not uh, appropriate for this fitting. But yes, you can try this with your data, where you will find the SSE value, the squared area r square value at the right bottom. Let me drag it, and yeah, at the right side of this window will be able to see right bottom. These are the different fitting values, goodness of fit values, which it generates through your data. So just by clicking on this, I'm just repeating this again so that you are able to follow this. Closing this, don't save. Go to curve fitting app here and select data, and select at data at different axis, which is there in the workspace. So first you will have to import. If you have data in your Excel sheet, you will have to use import, and select like this, and close here. For these kind of plot, you cannot get good goodness of fit. It's not actually applicable. But for polynomial, these are the options here. It will plot like this, but and you will find different goodness of fit values. If polynomial fitting is there, then you will find these goodness of fit values, and you can use in your research publication. Otherwise, if you just want to go for plotting, then you can try this interpolant and other kind of plot. So you can actually drag and drop here, these 3D plot here with your data. Lowest. So these plots you can use here. Here again, you can see the goodness of fit values are there, and you can also use the custom equations also. So custom equation, you will have to write the equation for this. So you can see this is the visualization, 3D visualization of data. If you have data in the three axis with this curve fitting thing. Okay, so with curve fitting, you can see you can actually write the goodness of fit values for your data. Okay, so this curve fitting tool is good if you have data which are somehow correlated with each other, and you can get the values of goodness of fit along with this 3D diagram, where you can see in one axis the concentration is there, in another axis the temperature is there, and in the third axis the SP is there. Okay, so whatever this parameter, or the third which is there. So this is the curve fitting tool, which is good if you have data which are somehow correlated with each other, and you are using it for presenting the data in good form. Okay, so if for numerical data, curve fitting is always good, always a good option. Now I will just go for directly jumping into the advanced feature of it, and I will try to use the biological data only, so that I think most of you are from the biology background, so I will try to use the biological data only. And if you have any doubt, I think we will open the mic, we will give the option to you to speak about your queries. So these are the machine learning thing. I'm just going to cover it very quickly. Why machine learning? Because just listen carefully. So suppose you have data, numerical data. So there are three possibilities. Okay, so with your data, apart from the statistical test or statistical analysis, whatever we are used to do in Excel or in SPSS, or using R or Python or any other software, we can analyze, we can do different kind of statistical analysis with our numerical data. But these are the good things, new things you can see, you can apply on your numerical data, where either you can go for regression, or you can go for classification, or we can go for clustering. So there are three kind of basic things which we call as machine learning, we can apply on our data. So the first one is regression, which is used for prediction. So suppose you have some values and you are saying, for example, climate data. If I say the temperature is today the temperature is like this, the next day temperature is like this, and next day is like this, and you want to predict what is going to be temperature, say after 2 years. So this is like, regression analysis, or you can say you are going for prediction. You know the present values, or you know the past values, and you want to predict the future values. For this we use a regression analysis, and you can see here in the button, regression learner is the button here, and neural net fitting is also the button which we can use for regression. So these two are the apps where if you have the past values or present values and you want to know the future values, or if you want to predict the future value through the regression analysis. Regression is nothing but relationship between dependent and independent variables. Okay, and the classification is very good for biological data. So suppose you have a data, say for any kind of disease. Okay, so you have blood test report, and you want to know that after you have, say, data of 100 patients, and 100 patients, and you know that this patient with these blood values, blood report values, this patient is suffering from the disease or not suffering from. So suppose if I take an example of uh, maybe heart disease or maybe COVID, say let's take an example of COVID. So with 100 people data, and we have different kind of blood reports, and we know that this person has COVID, this person has not COVID. And now we use the classification technique to build a model. And if new patient comes in and we input the data, provide the data to this model, it will try to predict that this person has this COVID or not. COVID is not a good example for this data analysis, but for different kind of diseases, it is very good for classification. So classification is, you have data and you are putting the data, categorizing the data into two or more classes, that this person has this disease or not. So if there are two options, then we are saying that this is a binary or two class problem. And if we have multiple things to say with the data, then we will say this is a multiple class problem. So this is the basic thing which people are using with the biological data. I will try to cover this also. Let me try with this neural fitting regression analysis, then I will demonstrate this classification ladder. And I will try to use, in both the cases, I will try to use the biological data if they have in their data. So I have clicked on neural network fitting, and this app has been open, and I will click on this import data. And yeah, so you can see import data. In this case, if you want to use your data, then you will have to click on this button, where it will take the values from the workspace here. But for now I am using the data which is already there, this import body fat data set. So I'm going to use this import body fat data set here, which is there in the MATLAB for demonstration. So these are the example data which is already there. And if you want to use your data, then you will have to click on the first button, import data. So I'm using this import body fat data here. I've clicked on this, and here you will see the training in here button. It's 70% has been used. At the upper right corner you will see this thing, here training data is 70%. That means 70% of data is going to be used for training, and 15% of data is going to be used for testing, and 15% of data is going to be used for 15 data is going to be used for validation, and 15 is going to be used for testing. We can reduce it like this, if you want the data to fit training. So what does this training means? Training means the data we are providing, and we are training this. If this blood report is like this, then this person has this disease. If this blood report is like this, the person has not is not suffering from that disease. So this process is called as training. So we have this model, and we are training it by providing different data values. And after training, we will test that the performance of our data, training. And after that we will try to use it. Okay, so training and testing purpose, I will try to explain it through another example. So 75% of data for training and test data for 15 and for validation 10. I'm now I'm clicking on this train button. Click on train button. Now these are the values, or you can say the training process values, which you can display in your research work. And these are the plots. So if I click on this regression, you can see the training is 0.92. So closer to 1 means it's a good training process. So these are the data, and this is a fitting which it has tried to applied. And the r value is 0.92, which is very good actually. So closer to 1 is good and closer to 0 is bad. So 0.92, that means training has been a successful process. Validation is 0.62, it's satisfactory, it's not very good. But yeah, testing is very good, so 0.83 is good. So after training, the remaining data, for the remaining data, it tests the model and it finds that it is with the 83% accuracy. That means this is good. The other kind of fitting is also there. It's like, error histogram, this plot and performance. So these are the performance mean squared error value. Again, lesser the MSC value, that means training is good. So these are the values which you can use. And you can actually use these values and export it to figure, if you want to use it for your research work. So you can save it as a JPG or PNG file and go for your analysis. And these are the also the values, like MSC values and R values are there. So you can actually use these values for analysis. So this has used the body fat data, and for which this has been. Let me try with the data which I have imported there. So I will click on this import button here again, and I'm using the existing data. So for this, what I will use. So let me take the concentration value uh, as a first, and SP value as a. So I'm using only these two datas, and I will have to convert it because the data is in our rows, columns, not the rows. So row wise the datas are there. So 30 observation is one feature, and 30 observations. So I will click on this OK button, and I will now use the train button. And if I see regression value, so it's not that much good, because you can see the R value here is the negative. That means it's not very good, and R value is 0.76. So it's satisfactory with the training value, and the values are also there. This is with our data. So closer to 1, it's good. So we can use this analysis, but the data set is very small. You can see for the testing data, only 4 or 5 dots, circles are there. That means we need more data to, use this feature. Okay, so this is how these values are there, and you can use these figures for your data, for your research publication. Okay, so this is how your data is, we can use the neural net fitting regression for understanding the data. What it does, it is taking input as concentration and SP value as prediction, and we are saying that we know that how SP value changes after changing the concentration values, and we want to know the future values. If we are providing these concentration value, future concentration values, then what is going to be the SP values, future values. So this is, we call it as regression or analysis or prediction. We want to know the prediction, that if we are training the model and we want to know that if we provide these concentration values, can this model predict the value of SP, without going for the experiment purpose. We want to predict the values of SP. Okay, so this is how this tool works. Any question? uh, Correlation, about the correlation, yeah. So data, I cannot go for every kind of data, yeah, for analysis. But yes, you can try. If you this is a numerical data, you can try whatever I'm doing here. You can try it with your data. So if you have atmospheric data, or if you have another data, you can try it with those data on with you. Now let's quickly go for this classification learner. So if I click on this classification learner, this is very important, and I think this is quite useful for biological data classification thing. where we have data and we want to put it into two or more categories. Okay. uh, New session, classification learner from workspace, select input. So if I take, say, concentration and response, or let me import the data separately. So for classification I want to use these two values, concentration and these two values as a numerical matrix. So I'm clearing it all, clear all. You can also follow this step. Okay, this is important, so see it carefully. Clear all. uh, I will import it twice. So at the first part I am going to import a and b as numerical matrix. Import selection. And after that, and I will change this and I will call it as temp cons, because I have combined these two as these values. And I will go to import again, and now I will import the third values, this column, and I will import it as column vector. Okay, so now my inputs are as a numerical matrix form, and my output is in the this form. No, okay, I should have imported I've imported the wrong one. I should have imported the SP. Yeah, see, it's fine. Okay, so I will write it as rename this as SP. Okay, so this is my input temp con, and this is my output. Okay, so these are the values which I can change, and this is the value which has been generated through my experiment. Now will go to app, and I will use this classification learner. New session from workspace. Select input. So input is my temp comp concentration, and from workspace again, SP is my these values. Okay, so rows as variables, and yeah, rows as variables. Oh, sorry, I will have to use column as variables, and from workspace SP. Now this is fine, and now I will start the session. And here we will now again use a train. I will disable this train all. Okay, so these are the values. I cannot cover all these things, but yeah, scatter diagram and other diagrams are there. It's not actually very good. So the data which I have selected is not suitable for classification, because see the accuracy is 24.1%, which is very bad actually. You can actually try different other models also. So you can see all these are classification techniques. Okay, so linear SVM, quadratic SVM. So suppose if I use quadratic SVM for classification, I can use this, and I will click on the train button again. And if it generates a result closer to 80% to 90%, then it's good actually, that the data is good for classification. Otherwise, we can say that the data is not good for classification. So these are the values which it generates. Scatter plot, ROC curve. I cannot go into detail of these curves because it's completely, it will take quite amount of, much amount of time to cover this. But for this ROC curve, you can see if closer to 1 at the upper side, the model is fine. And at the bottom it is, if it is not closer to 1, that it means it's not good. And if you want to use it as for your analysis, you can actually import it as a file and save it as a JPG or PNG. Okay, so this is how classification works. classification technique is there. So if you have data, as I said, classification, what does classification means? If you have data and you want to put it in, two classes. Okay, so let me take an example of very famous iris flower. Let me see if it is possible here or not. If the data is iris flower data, which is very popular in our class to teach classification techniques. Okay, so let me see if it is neural network pattern recognition. Okay, let me click on this. This is again a classification techniques based on neural network. Import simple classification data, glass data set, cancer data set. Let me take this example, cancer data set. Yeah, and if I click on this train, and now you can see, the confusion matrix values. So it actually confusion matrix is the performance measure where it shows that, true value. That means if person has cancer and the model has predicted it as accurate. So you can see for 316 patients it has predicted as good. That means, it has predicted correctly that, the person has cancer. For 8 it has actually predicted wrong. For 159 people it has predicted that the person has not cancer, and it was actually correct. So this has accuracy like 98% and 95%. That means the classification task has been good for this data set. Okay, so the classification is, like you have data and it is putting it into two classes. Suppose for here we have now two classes here. The person has cancer or the person has not cancer. So based on the data, it is trying to predict that whether the people, the person, the data has and the data is like 699 data for 699 people, and the data contained 9 columns. That means 9 things. You can actually see the data. I will try to show you the data, if it is possible here, because it is inbuilt in this MATLAB. But is this is a classification task. The person has a cancer or not, for this 700 people, 699 people, with 9 parameters, 9 parameters. Okay, and after that, the training purpose, this model has been predicted 98% accurately. That means this model can be used for future prediction. So suppose new data comes in, then this model can be used to predict, and it will give results with 98.1 accuracy. Okay, so this is how classification task is done. And for your data, this can be used for classification and clustering task, classification and regression task. Okay. uh, okay, so this was about classification and regression, and I think I will ask the moderator to allow people to ask, to allow people to ask their questions directly. uh, if the moderator is there, can allow. Okay, so sim biology, yeah, sim biology. Simulink and other things are there. So you see, MATLAB has a very good feature of simulation environment. So for simulation work, I think I have not downloaded that. Let me see if sim biology I have downloaded it or not. No, I have not downloaded this. But yeah, simulation is, just like, creating the whole simulation environment where different systems are there. So suppose there are 5 or 6 parameters. So you can create the simulation environment in the sim biology. And after giving different kind set of values, your model will predict the different different kind of outputs. The sim biology provides a whole kind of environment where you can actually simulate the actual environment. It is quite useful in drug discovery and other things. I have not downloaded it, otherwise I would have shown it to you. But yes, you can try this. I will try to share few videos of symbiology to you if you are interested in symbiology. I think this in this session I cannot cover the symbiology thing, but yeah, I will share the video with you where the symbiology, how to use the symbiology is there. Okay. Any other question? Okay, so hidden layer size, you can change in the hidden layer size. So this neural network thing, it is based on neural network, which is the brain model. So different kind of neurons is there as an input. Now output is there. So you can if you are going to use this, you can see this layer size. So with import data, uh, if I use this classification thing, you can see this layer size you can reduce or increase. So this with this button you can increase and decrease the size of layer, and then you can train the data and you can find the different values here. Okay, so let me see if iris data is there or not. Yeah, iris flower data. So iris flower data is there. This is the simplest one to understand the classification work. So iris data is the flower. Three kind of flowers are there in this data. The three flowers name is setosa, versicolor, and I thought I forgot the name of setosa, versicolor, and vermiform. I guess I'm not sure. So these are the three flowers, and we have 150 data here. You can see iris input is 150 data. So 150 data has four columns. The four columns are petal length, petal width, sepal length, and sepal width. So we have four columns: sepal length. Let me show this iris data. If it is, you can actually directly go iris data set. So I will show this classification. So you can see. So this is iris data: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and the three flowers are there: setosa, versicolor, and virginica. So the three flowers are there. So what we are going to do with this data, this is for learning purpose, this is not the actual use of this. So suppose this is the petal length, sepal length, petal width and sepal length is like this, then we are saying that the flower is setosa. So this is a real, you can see this as a real data where we have collected 50 flowers of setosa, and we have measured the sepal and sepal width, petal and petal width of those flowers. Similarly, for 50 versicolor and 50 of virginica. So we have 150 data set. Now, what we are going to use, 80% of data or maybe 75% of data, we are going to use it for training, and 30% or say 25% of data will be used for testing. Okay, so what does this mean? That means say after 100 I'm going to use 120 to train the model, that this, if this petal length, petal width, sepal length, sepal is there, that then this means this is the flower, this setosa, and some for the some value it is versicolor and some other value it is virginica. So I'm training the model, and for the remaining say 30 data sets, I'm testing that whether my model has learned it well or not. So for the remaining 30 data set, it will generate the values, generate the values based on its training, and we actually know the values of that those 30 values, that whatever that flower was. So we will compare that whether our model has generated it right or not, and if this difference is very less, that means the model we have selected is very good for this classification. So this is how the classification works. We have training and we have testing, and then we say if the testing and the result which we have generated through our training, if it predicts well, then we will say that the model has been trained well, and then model can be used for future data set. So this is the input data, and if I click on training, and if I go to this confusion matrix, so this is 100% result. That means 30 for 36 flowers it has predicted it is a class 1. For 30 flowers it has correctly predicted as class 2. 1 and 2 and 3 you can consider as setosa, versicolor, and virginica. 1 and 2 and 3 in, here you can see. And for the 32%, it has correctly predicted it to be virginica. So all these, for setosa it is 100%, for virginica it is 90.9%, and for versicolor, for virginica it is 91.4%. So it has predicted well. That means we can say that this model, this training, neural network pattern, neural network training model is good for this classification. So with this confusion matrix, you can say that the other measures also, like performance and training state. These things, these graphs, you can put it in your research publication, or in the whatever you are doing, wherever you want to present it. So this is how this classification thing works. Okay. Any other question? I think uh, perform RNA neutral. So other things, how to use in physics for use physics for image processing. Yeah, though there are different other apps also. I cannot cover all the apps also, but yeah, for image processing, you can actually use these things. Okay, so for image processing, we have different tools here. Image capturing, we have image capturing tools also. We have image labeler, we have image regional analyzer, and different other tools also for image processing. For signal processing, if you are, say, in communication physics, then you can use a signal analyzer also. It's very good tool. I have used few of them. I will not cover it in today's session, but if you want me to send some videos or some reading material for this, I can send it like that. But yes, these are the tools which can use. The basic mathematical and statistical tool is curve fitting and distribution fitting and optimization. These tools are quite good to use. And for data analysis, it is good to use. And if you're going to go, you want to go for more advanced thing, then deep neural networks, different RNN and CNN models can be used in neural network designer and deep neural network quantizers. For time series analysis, neural network time series is there. So let me quickly go through it. Somebody has actually previously asked about time series analysis. So for time series analysis, you can use this neural net time series analysis. This app has been opened, I think. Yeah, this is here. Again, I will use the data which is there already. uh, so say if I use this import data, um, heat exchanger data, so I will take the physics or fluid data for this and train, and you can see these are the values: response and error correlation, input error correlations. I cannot go into detail of it, but yeah, for the response, you can see these values: training targets, training inputs, and the errors is this orange line. So this orange line, if it is more longer orange line, means error is there, and very smaller orange line means the error is less for your time series analysis. Performance and other things are the less mean square error means error, the model is good. Closer to mean, the model is very good, and closer to larger values, that model is not that much accurate. So yeah, time series analysis can also be performed using MATLAB. Okay. Any other thing which I can cover quickly, because yeah, CNN can also be used in MATLAB using deep learning app, and different functions also there for CNN analysis. Manish has asked this question. For economics data, I will suggest again to go for classification and regression for economics data, because even I have collaborated with a few people where they have some kind of data, economical data, and you can apply artificial neural network based analysis or classification, different other classification techniques, or for regression analysis also, for prediction. So suppose you have some kind of agricultural output is, if I say wheat production in India, and based on the past data, what is going to be the wheat production in the future. This is the simplest way. I don't think this is a good for research purpose, but for study purpose, you can try, different agricultural data, and you predict the future value using regression analysis through this MATLAB. Yeah. So for economics, it can be used. Let me show if I can, quickly show the paper to you, that that one, uh, uh, with which I have collaborated with the FRI people. Meanwhile, if you have any uh, question, then you can put it, and I will ask the moderator to allow, the participants to, raise their queries.
Dr. Nikhil, I think we have opened the platform to everyone. We can, so people can ask the question
Okay, okay,
directly.
okay. So, yeah, so you can ask your questions if you want me. You can unmute yourself. Yeah, I think somebody's mic was open. If meanwhile, let me show that paper to you. Of alpha cellulose. I think that was like this. Yeah. So this is a paper where they provided some data of the cellulose sugar cane bagasse, and I try to use the artificial neural network in this. As you can see, this ANN based regression values to predict the value. So this can be, uh, tried with the data, biological data. So these kind of new things are actually going to be the future work. So whether you will start it with or not, but people are in, in US, in Europe countries, they are actually using the AI or based analysis, and this machine learning based analysis for different kind of data. So yeah, this is like the analysis which is needed to be done with different kind of data. Okay. Yeah. So people have raised their questions, so you can unmute yourself and you can ask directly.
Hello, Dr. Nikhil.
Yes, yes, yes,
Myself
Ashish.
Ashish Vishwakarma.
Yeah, yeah, Ashish.
I want to know how to use MATLAB in LCFT values from concentration and motility.
LCTT values. So I'm not.
LC50, sorry, LC50, lethal concentration 50%.
Okay, so I'm not from that background, so I cannot, exactly predict. But LC50, if it is, if if you can send me the data, then I can suggest you. But I exactly don't know what exactly the LC50 values.
It, it,
But
um,
yeah,
it, it is a motility test related to concentration like pollution of water, dead of fishes. So we first calculate the LCFT value. So
okay,
50% dead or 50% live.
okay. You just send me a few samples of that value, then I will suggest the particular app
Okay, okay,
to you. Okay,
okay,
because
okay, okay.
since
Okay.
yeah,
I will send you letters. Huh?
yes,
Okay,
yes, sure, sure.
okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, other people, if you want me to ask, if you can ask, want to ask any question related to MATLAB, then please go ahead. A few people
Hi,
have
Dr.
raised.
Nikhil.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I'm Dhaneshwari and I'm from agriculture background. Sir,
Yeah.
I want to know that how to perform like neural network like ANN, RNN in MATLAB from agriculture yield prediction.
Yeah, for yield prediction, you can use actually. So even I have, published a paper very early for apple production. So I have downloaded the apple production yield values, in India and different countries like, China and other countries. And you can actually go for this tool this regression analysis tool, neural network, not pattern recognition, but neural network. Uh, uh, Let me show this app to you. This neural network fitting tool for yield prediction. Neural network fitting tool for yield prediction, where you can provide the input values, like the humidity, the temperature, the other different values which actually impacts the yield value, and then you can apply this neural network fitting tool to predict the yield of the future value. So say you have the past value, say you have the yield production of 1970s to 2020, and you want to predict what is going to the value in 2025 26, then you can use this neural net fitting tool for that thing. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir. One more question. Can we
Mm-hmm.
perform this ANN RNN for one seasonal data, but on three different locations,
Yes, yes, you
harvesting
can.
different locations?
Yeah, definitely you can do that also. You can collect different other values, and you can actually form the correlations and other things also here. So for correlation, you can simply plot the scatter diagram, or if you want to know the particular values, then there are different MATLAB functions for getting the different correlation coefficient values for this thing. Okay, so there are different locations, and for you can also use the multiple plots to see the difference between these things. Okay, so you can go through the video where I have covered different kind of plots. Okay,
Okay,
for 3D
okay,
plots and other things, where we can see the correlation between different, so say at different location values, you find the values. Okay.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other question? Okay, how to get a cutoff value of any diagnostic variable through MATLAB? Cutoff value of so I'm not able to understand what exactly the cutoff value, threshold value. So yeah, so that is a mathematical thing where you will have to find, say you can use curve fitting to find the threshold value, and if you see that after these values, the value jumps out of the value, or even in the regression also, you will find some kind of outlier, or you can say that after this value it goes this way, and after this value it goes another way. So you can cut the values. You will have to observe the real values for that, and then you can apply through these values. Okay. uh, I think this was the question, cutoff values, if I am able to understand. Otherwise, what people can do, you can share few sample data to me. I will provide the email ID, and you can send me those data to me, and I will suggest the tools for you, because without seeing the actual data, it's very difficult to say about things, because I'm not from that background. I'm not from the biology background. I have collaborated with few people with the biology background, but they have explained the data to me. Then only I have was able to suggest different techniques and tools or MATLAB things to them. Okay, so if you provide some few sample data, I'm not saying the whole data, because it's actually your data, and I know that it's not it's not actually allowed to share all the data. So you can provide few sample data to me, and then I can suggest the tools to you. Okay. Yeah, Gopalji, you have raised your hand. You want to ask any question? Gopalji, Arunika, and others. Please unmute yourself if you want to ask any question. Otherwise, we can.
हेलो सर हेलो
Yes, yes, Mustaq ji.
जी सर वो सिम बायोलॉजी के बारे में जानना था सर मुझे
मैं आपको वीडियोस शेयर करता हूँ उसका। सिम्बायोलॉजी एग्जैक्टली मैं तो इंस्टॉल नहीं किया, क्योंकि मेरे को तो जरूरत नहीं थी उसकी, तो आई हैव नॉट इंस्टॉल्ड
जी
सिमुलेशन
सर
सिमुलिंक
ठीक
वाले
है
हैं।
सर मुझे
मैं आपको उसका
लिंक
वीडियोस
बता
भेज,
दीजिए
हाँ हाँ, मैं आपको भेज दूंगा मैं। ठीक है।
ठीक है सर शुक्रिया सर
ओके ओके।
सर एक और क्वेश्चन
हाँ जी
था
हाँ जी। हाँ हाँ।
दरअसल मुझे नहीं जरूरत है मेरे दोस्त को जरूरत था वो फिजिक्स में एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स में उसका रिसर्च चल रहा है तो
हम्म।
उसको जैसे उसके पास 3 या 4 डेटा सीरीज है और
हम्म।
उसके हेल्प से उसको एक दूसरे वेरिएबल को प्रिडिक्ट करना है उसको तो
अच्छा।
किस टाइप के फंक्शन से हम लोग इसको कर सकते हैं और उसको मेरे को
अगर
करना
टाइम सीरीज डेटा है तो जो मैंने टाइम सीरीज वाला टूल बताया वो आज से आपको यूज कर सकते हो। लास्ट में अभी मैंने कवर किया ना न्यूरल नेटवर्क टाइम सीरीज वाला, इसको आप सजेस्ट कर सकते हो अगर उसका टाइम सीरीज काइंड ऑफ
जी
डेटा
सर, जी
है
सर,
तो।
जी सर।
अदरवाइज वही है मैंने बताया, थोड़ा सैंपल अगर आप भेजोगे तो फिर मैं उसमें बता दूंगा आपको, ठीक है। वरना ये वाला यूज कर सकते हैं, न्यूरल नेटवर्क टाइम सीरीज एनालिसिस वाला जो ये वाला है टूल, इसको यूज करवा सकते हैं, ठीक है।
ठीक है सर, ठीक है। मैं सर आपसे कांटेक्ट कर सकता हूँ ना?
हाँ, मैं मेल आईडी शेयर कर दूंगा, मेल आईडी पे आप लोग मुझसे
हेलो,
कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है जी। मैं मेल आईडी शेयर कर दूंगा, मेल आईडी पे आप लोग
हेलो।
कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं मुझसे। हाँ जी, आ रही है आवाज?
ओके सर,
आई
ओके।
विल शेयर माय मेल
ओके
आईडी
सर, शुक्रिया सर।
विथ यू। या,
ठीक है सर।
यस, हाँ, यस,
ओके, ओके।
यू हैव गेन, ओके,
जी
टी
सर।
घोषाल जी, okay, ठीक है, ठीक है। Ghoshal ji, sir, you have given the three imported column values. Data in three columns are independent variables. No, not independent variables. They were two dependent and one independent. Sorry, two independent and one dependent variable था. Temperature, concentration independent थे, and जो that SC value was, SP value was dependent variable. क्योंकि इंडिपेंडेंट और डिपेंडेंसी अगर नहीं होगी तो देयर विल बी नो एनालिसिस, सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा इफ द डेटा इज नॉट लाइक दैट, ओके। यस, एनी अदर पीपल, और कोई क्वेश्चन यू हैव एनी? how we can plot एयर क्वालिटी डेटा। एयर क्वालिटी डेटा तो आप सिंपल जो है 3D अगर आपके डेटा है तो आप surf and mesh diagram, you can use surf and mesh diagram if you have 3D data. And if you want to establish the relationship between these, the data air pollution wala, then you can use a curve fitting tool for that. और अगर क्लासिफिकेशन पे भी आप जा सकते हैं, if you have data and you want to predict, like AQI index कैसे होगा। Chaitali ji, if you can share few data, sample data with me, then I will suggest a tool for you. I'm saying this to everyone that I'm just writing my email ID at this chat box. You can actually, people can share some sample data with me, then I can suggest what kind of analysis can be done on that data, okay. Any other question? I have shared my email ID, just simple Nikhil Rajput @gmail.com. If you have any doubt or query, then you can share. Yeah, can I create account using personal email ID for accessing the online version of MATLAB or institutional ID? Institutional ID is preferable because with institutional ID you can use it for free for a very longer time, and with your Gmail ID you can only use for some time. So it's always better to use institutional ID for using online version of MATLAB, or even for offline version of MATLAB if you want to download it. Okay, so institutional email ID is preferable. Sudipta ji. Okay, if there's no other question, then we can stop it for today. Or okay.
So thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nikhil, and I really appreciate for your effort, and you gave some time for our session. And really, I'm very thankful to everyone who attended this session. Thank you once again. Thank you so much, and most welcome to everyone. And even I would like to say thanks to our team member who support for this workshop. And we have shared the feedback form in WhatsApp group and the chat box. So please please take some moment and share your view. And we have explained everything in the feedback form, and we will send your certificate also. So thank you so much again to join this wonderful session. If anyone have any question, then you can ask also. So that is the end of the session. Okay, fine. I think hope you understand and everything and some basic things. And Dr. Nikhil, I'm really once again I would like to thanks to you, and you gave a so precious time for us and for the participant, and I hope the participant will understand the basic things of the MATLAB, so they can use in the for the data analysis. And if anybody have question, they can connect with Dr. Nikhil, and he already shared his email. So thank you so much, and thanks a lot, everyone.
Yeah, thank you everyone. See you soon. Yeah.
Almost, if people didn't join, then you can find out the recording video in our AIRSA YouTube channel.